Christmas is finally here. It's a busy day for Santa Claus. The belief is that he is somewhere up in the skies riding his sleigh from one corner of the world to another. So we thought, why not do an experiment? Imagine you are Santa Claus in your sleigh. What would you see if you looked down? Let's find out. You're flying over East Asia first. Down in South Korea, you see massive public protests. The people are unhappy with their impeached president, Yoon Suk-yeol. He tried to impose martial law last month. The lawmakers responded by impeaching him. Whether he gets removed or not depends on South Korea's constitutional court. Korean prosecutors are also probing him, but Yoon is not responding to their summons. So South Korea is pretty tense right now. As you fly to the west, you cross the South China Sea. You look down, you see a standoff. Chinese ships are harassing the Philippine Navy. They're firing water cannons at Manila's ships. Overall, you see a lot more military assets in the region. China has built airstrips and bases on islands. The Philippines is busy building dozens of new ships. And Vietnam is reclaiming land to make artificial islands. It is all the ingredients of a conflict. If you zoom in, you can spot Taiwan. If you zoom in further, you can see China's military around it. 3 jets and 6 warships. That's what Taiwan detected today. Let's move further west now to one of the highest points in the world, the Himalayas. You look down and for a change, you don't see a standoff. You see what's left of it. India and China have pulled back soldiers from eastern Ladakh. They struck a border deal in October. You can see Indian soldiers patrolling snowy mountains. You can also see herders grazing nearby. Just a few years ago, there was a violent clash in the same place. It led to a freeze in bilateral ties, but now things are improving. Let's see what happens next. As you fly deeper into Asia, the scenes change. There is tension, there is destruction, and there is desperation. In Iran, you can see the regime in a state of panic. Their proxies have been weakened or destroyed. Their economy is not doing well. Their people are feeling rebellious. The Ayatollah is grappling with a tough decision. Should he relax his hold on power or should he hold tight and chase a nuclear bomb? Let's leave him to it. Further west, you will see something heartbreaking. Around 1.9 million people out of their homes in the cold, displaced, hungry and desperate. These are the people of Gaza. They have been under attack for more than a year. If you look closely, you may see Israeli missiles. They struck Gaza even on Christmas Day. Reports say 23 people were killed. Over in Israel, you can hear the air raid sirens ring. Yemen's Houthis are firing rockets at Israeli cities. No need to panic though. Their Iron Dome is making short work of it. It's time to leave Asia now. The next stop is Ukraine. Thousands of people are attending masses and gatherings. But if you listen closely, you can hear sirens. You can also see that some parts of the country are dark. Russia launched cruise missiles at Ukraine's energy infrastructure today. Nearly 500,000 people are without power. In Kiev, the panic is evident. President Zelensky has resisted Putin for nearly 3 years, but he may have to concede in 2025. Now it's time to fly down south to Africa. In Sudan, a conflict is underway. The paramilitary is fighting the army. They've been clashing for nearly 20 months now. Hundreds of people have been killed and many more injured. You can see that a famine has already set in. The United Nations says it will expand in the coming months. Further south in Mozambique, you can see the streets littered with debris. The country is trying to recover from deadly clashes yesterday. A recent election has been disputed by the opposition. The top court sided with the ruling party. What followed was chaos. Nearly 24 people were killed in 24 hours. Buckle in now, because it's time for a long transatlantic flight. Our first stop is Florida. You can see Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago. He's probably got Elon Musk with him. Trump is preparing for his inauguration next month. It promises to be a disruptive yet consequential presidency. Up north in Canada, you can see a lonely Justin Trudeau, no friends in the party, no allies in parliament, and isolated on the global stage. Take a good look at him because chances are he won't be there next Christmas. That wraps up our aerial survey. We saw chaos, protests, war and desperation, and yes, a few rays of hope too. Even the Pope is concerned about the state of affairs. He delivered a Christmas sermon. He delivers it every year. This time he sounded like the United Nations chief. So many calls for ceasefire.
May the sound of arms be silenced in war-torn Ukraine. May there be the boldness needed to open the door to negotiation and to gestures of dialogue and encounter in order to achieve a just and lasting peace. May the sound of arms be silenced in the Middle East. In contemplating the crib of Bethlehem, I think of the Christian communities in Palestine and Israel, particularly to the beloved people of Gaza, where the humanitarian situation is extremely grave.
If you think about it, this year had everything. Multiple regime changes, multiple wars, multiple humanitarian crises, and 73 elections sandwiched in between. Yet it feels like nothing significant happened, which is a sign of the times we live in. We've been through so much in this decade already, a pandemic, deadly wars, even nuclear rhetoric, so much so that we've normalized chaos. As this year comes to an end, it's important to remind ourselves that this is not normal. Peace and stability is supposed to be normal. 2024 did not bring much of that. Let's hope 2025 is better.